It has happened again. Everywhere erupted just a few hours ago when a video surfaced of Obasanjo, the former president of Nigeria, calling Tinubu linked in a shocking statement. In the video, Obasanjo didn't hold back, lambasting Tinubu and calling him all sorts of names, and all because of what I'm about to show you in this video. My people, you won't believe this. Tinubu can be brought down with just a phone call. Even Seun Okinbaloye, while listening to this video, couldn't contain his surprise at some point, exclaiming at what was being said. Don't go anywhere. Make sure to stay connected with us till the very end. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you can't, at least share it, let it go viral, and don't forget to hit the notification icon so you don't miss on our next update. Stay tuned, my people. I'll be back shortly.
Welcome to La.M.Basted show.
The whole of crime scene
is happening in the street again.
The center of political news, celebrity gossip, religious gossip, and happiness in the society.
Join us, the voice of Africa.
Welcome back to LUMUMBA TV show. If you're watching us for the very first time, kindly like, comment, and share this video across all social media platforms. And also don't forget to click on the notification icon to get you notified on our next update. It has happened again. My people, tension burst a few hours ago when a bombshell video leaked, and guess what? It's Obasanjo, the former president of Nigeria, going off on Tinubu. And this isn't just any regular rant. Oh no, this is a deep, and I mean deep, but here is where it gets even crazier. This whole thing is a link to a name that sends chills down the spine. Afe Babalola. Listen to this. Wikileaks just dropped a major revelation that has everyone talking. Apparently, Afe Babalola, with a little help from Obasanjo, allegedly bought a court of appeal ruling back in 2004 to keep Boni Haruna, the Adamawa state governor, in power. Yes, you heard the right, but a ruling. According to the story, Obasanjo sent Babalola on a mission to take over the appeal, and guess what? He didn't go empty-handed. He sent a cool 30 million naira cash to grace the palms of the 5 judges involved. And they say that's just normal procedure in Nigeria for big cases. Can you believe that? Now let's talk about the consequences of this shady deal. This all came out in classified US cable and is throwing major shade on the Court of Appeal's shocking decisions to completely overturn the election tribunal's verdict. How could two courts rule in such completely different ways? People are starting to ask questions, and let's be real, serious money have exchanged hands to keep Haruna in power. And wait for this, if it gets even hotter, but Babalola isn't just sitting pretty. No, my people, he's back in the news, and this time it's for using the Nigerian police to arrest lawyer Dele Farotimi. Farotimi had the audacity to call out Babalola in his book about Nigeria's broken justice system, and now Farotimi is facing charges. On top of that, it's been denied bail, and guess who is speaking out? None other than activist Omoyele Sowore, who isn't known for pulling punches. He didn't hold back at all, calling Babalola out and saying his chicken are coming home to roast. Talk about drama in high places. These people don't know the meaning of shame. But wait, it doesn't stop there. Obasanjo picked up the phone and called Tinubu, furious at how careless Tinubu was while handling the task he gave him concerning all this mess. Even Omoyele Sowore, who usually reluctant to get too deep into political drama, couldn't keep quiet this time. He came out swinging, revealing the full secret by getting the direct source where the news was leaked and sharing it with the public. And as if that wasn't enough, Sowore tore into the heart of Nigeria's corrupt political system. He didn't just call out Babalola, he condemned every last corrupt leader who uses political power to bypass justice and control the system by buying off the government just to stay in power. The real vote, they don't count for anything. This is the same political jingoism, nepotism, and sheer maladministration that has torn Nigeria apart. The same issues that led each region to demand its own separation. This is the same kind of political manipulation that's been behind Simon Ekpa's agenda and the imprisonment of Nnamdi Kanu and other APOB members. The corruption, the deceit is all connected. My people, I'm telling you, it's better you watch the leaked video yourself, because what I'm about to show you is the key to a massive secret you would never have imagined. Obasanjo, Babalola, all of them caught up in the dirt, exposed for all to see. Don't dare escape this video, because this is where the truth comes out, and trust me, it's not something you won't want to exit. You need to stay connected and be back in a short moment to drop the rest of the bombshell. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back shortly.
The leader is hated while he's in charge. Immediately he leaves, then they start missing him. Then the new one is hated, and immediately he leaves, then they start missing him. And the circle has remained so. Then the fourth one is that, shall we now not begin to plan succession? Or shall we become a nation that is stuck with only the same names and the same people recycling themselves over and over and over and over again? And where is the space for younger people, newer people, fresher ideas? Why should a nation of human capital of our reach, both in diaspora and at home, humble on all things? Why should our leaders take people for granted so much? And so because we feel that, I started feeling that we need a platform that all opposition parties can now begin to say that we have gone past just critiquing. We will now begin to offer alternative viewpoints to the ruling party, if that is the conversation on the stage, and also to the opposition party, so that we are able to desire an improvement on that. And if we find out in the build up to 2027, we find out that good materials are not finding space because the existing parties are not cleaning up their act, or they are not making it easy for people except for their anointed candidate who often don't even do what they expect them to do, we must be able to shop for those ones and call our people to say, okay, let's go here.
Quick questions before we get deeper into this conversation. Okay. How do you think your party will view this as an anti-party? Because you are in that just, maybe I should allow our viewers to listen to. And I wonder why some of the videos of those who are attending the meeting is not being rolled, so that people can get a feel of what was happening. This was what Sherman showed me said at that meeting in Jos.
Shall we be a society that will not even use our own life to do something important for this country? That is why we created the alternative. The beauty of the platform is that at your local level, you are meant to look for quality materials that you believe can serve you. You throw them up, we will help you to embrace them. We will jointly market that person you bring for us. If the big political parties don't give in because they are thinking that they are going to be passing authority to their friends or to their cronies, then we will jointly go and campaign for that person on another platform if need be. Because this platform is to say that we are going to together look for the best among us to serve the rest of us. That is the alternative.
It does look to me that you're talking about a new platform altogether.
It's not exactly the way you're thinking.
Okay.
We're talking about a need to go back to the people in the society, beg them not to give up on democracy as a first step, and if the reasons why they are seemingly not coming out or not interested and their party is that they're feeling not served, we're going to push the burden back to them to find the people they wish to serve them, so that they're the ones now who are bringing the ones they say they want to, that can serve them, that they trust. Of course, any political party that is worth its salt must be looking for people that the people are interested in. But never say never in Nigeria. You can have a fait accompli with political parties. So I've always said, one last one, Shimu. I've always insisted that for democracy to make sense, the political parties must see themselves as the first safeguard for that democracy. It is the duty of political parties to help the citizens filter the best of the people available and throw them up.
So you're not planning a brand new political party?
I think that we have 18 political parties.
You're speaking against the formidable party, and those who ask the question, which are the formidable parties? Your party and the ruling party. And I'm wondering how your party is going to view this.
If they can, listen, I don't have the patience for that kind of thing. What I'm saying to you is that after about 26 years of democracy in Nigeria, any discerning Nigerian citizen who loves this country must worry about the fact that rather than become a political conversation of ideology and, if you like, even value, we're dangerously reducing it into a fiefdom of even tribalism, which makes it more dangerous. So that we're now beginning to sense that if we're not even careful, the conversation will be, he's my brother, that's why he can do no wrong. He's not my brother. That's why everything he does is not, that can be right.
Right. Is Atiku Abubakar behind this?
You know, the biggest burden I've had in my life is the fact that even if I were to wake up in the morning and maybe buy biscuits, people will think that it's Atiku. Do you even know me? Do people even know me at all?
But the idea is that you have worked closely with him. He's your leader, is your principal.
Listen, Atiku Abubakar is one man that I love with my bones. Let me explain what that means. If you love someone with your chest or your heart will decay quickly. The last thing that will decay when you die is your bone. I love him with my bones. But hey, does that mean that when I was a spokesperson in 2019 and spoke his campaign to life with due respect and I challenge anybody to tell me he did better than me? I was not exactly his main flyer in 2023. I saw what they did. I felt that he did not focus the campaign on issues. They were just joking about leg the pain and half the pain instead of talking about the issues. I've asked him twice, are you running? Are you done? If you are done, what do we do with this structure? If you are not done, we got to do it a different. We can't be doing the same thing and we did not expect a different result on two different occasions with gaps. I'm a good man to even think of asking him the third time. Then the situation.
What was his response when you had him?
It was quiet. He's still in reflective mode.
So he has not answered you in the affirmative?
No. He's not said no. He's not said yes. It was quiet. And I respect that. Any sensible person will know that the burden of elections is heavy. No human being who has had the kind of experience and the kind of challenges and maybe even the kind of betrayal that Atiku has endured should not reflect deeply before saying I'm going to run.
So there's a possibility of Atiku running in 2027.
He hasn't. Listen.
No, I'm just saying. Since he has not answered you in the affirmative.
I don't do guesswork. I am saying that I've asked him twice. He has not answered. If he answers, good. If he whatever answer he makes, then we'll take it to the next level. That's that. The second thing is that shall the country and shall the political party and the discussion in the country, including PDP, wait forever? Or shall we insist that the conversation around our country cannot be had, notwithstanding Atiku, Bola TINUBU and these guys? These are the 1992 set of people. Do we not even have a right to say we're looking for succession now? Do we not have a right to say that, gentlemen, you are old, go and say that somewhere we want new people?
So we need fresh hands, fresh voices, fresh hearts, fresh faces.
What is important is that you must be careful not to make it a thing in your head to combat it into what the society is saying. We are going back to the society now to go and listen at the deepest level. What are you saying? If they say Atiku is the Messiah, the one or the enemy, I don't like anybody being a Messiah like that because I think that is absolutely the domain of God. If they say Atiku is who they want, then we'll tell him, Mister, our going around suggests that is you. But if they say, dude, we're tired, we'll tell him also that they're tired. So the truth of the matter is that we cannot be a nation that is pretending like ostriches that we don't know what our problem. Let me give you a few that will shock you. Tell me why we're having this country today. The government is coming up with a tax bill. Rather than discuss the sense or the otherwise of it, they're almost making it into non-state actor having conversations. Emia's talking, Kanzadil Kwame talking, Wanise talking, Afeni Perry talking. Hey, if those organizations want to join politics, they should go and join political parties. It is the business of a political party to run policy and to run its process and then market it. Shehu, are you not embarrassed that the ruling party, our friends, majority Senate, majority Rep, majority governors, and from their own stable, there's so much chaos on a matter that anybody that is discerning and can read and can be interested in the progress of the country will say, okay, this time around, this guy seems to be up to something creative. If there are issues there, can't you tinker with it? So it means that we must be clear. The political parties that we're running, including the ruling party, is becoming broken. And we must find a way to fix it. So not necessarily by starting another party, but by having the dialogue and the conversation in such a way that people can begin to think.
So this is a political movement, not a political party.
You have 17 parties.
So let me ask you, with your huge respect for Atiku Abubakar, if he says he's running, does it change the old dynamics?
No. Bola TINUBU is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, is an APC. By our tradition, he has the right of first refusal. That we are creating the alternative does not exclude even APC members who want us to have this conversation on the future. Would that prevent him from running? If Atiku is going to run, we are PDP. We have structures of primaries. We don't dash anybody ticket, contrary to what people think. If you want to run an election in our party, I'm not talking about the other ones where there are always perpetual candidates in their parties, the smaller ones. You will have to go through the crucible of a primaries. And when the votes are counted and you win, that's it. But please, The ticket of PDP is not reserved for anybody.
So Atiku is not funding this alternative.
I've not even spoken to him
about... Is Kwankwaso funding it? Because it looks like you're wearing Kwankwaso's hat.
You know, if only you know. Okay, Sheon, can I ask one question? Do you know me at all? Is it that people who don't boast and who are not going all over the place with fancy cars and walking up on the place in a very irritating manner, they are poor? We can fund... in fact, as a matter of fact, just I said, I will fund everything myself. And I have funded everything 100%. And my team, I know that at some point they will chip in. But I've said to them, we will not go the way of our leaders, lest we become exactly like what we say we are changing. We can't run a country that has democracy and the children of the poor will not have space on the table because it's too expensive for them. We're having a conversation to say to them, you cannot have democracy and be selling your vote. It's too big a price.
So you're not a Kwankwasia with what you are wearing, or it's just coincidence?
This is just a Hausa cap that goes with the...
I'm just asking. It looks so much like a Kwankwasia hat. That's what I'm asking. Just to...
I'm sure you don't want to even know my view on that movement.
But what's the problem with it?
No, you don't want to hear my view on it. I have a different view as to my respect for Rabi Musa Kwankwaso. But that excessive militancy and is crazy. Democracy is not chaos. Democracy is ideological conversation, not instigating young people and people to just be acting like they're ready to go into a mob fight.
Let's look at this ideologically and with methods, because any political movement has to come with a method,
of course,
an ideology, a philosophy, and there's a strategy behind it. If all of these are left out, clearly there's going to be a miss.
You can be sure there is.
So, what is your own template? Add the alternative for the kind of person that you think. Because you have described a situation that Nigeria needs some help. Yeah. So what is the ideal that you are creating, the template of the character of the person you think can lead Nigeria going forward?
Thank you very much. The first thing that we have to do, which we have started doing, is that we've done a national unveil in Abuja. We've doubled down with zonal conversations. The first zonal conversation took place in Jos for all of the reasons. This democracy and the first primaries even took place in Jos. And so we've gone to just all of the other states of the North Central Zone were there. And we have said to ourselves, guys, let's have this conversation now. Go back to the grassroots and beg our people, in case they are feeling so disappointed that they are not being served. If that is the reason why they are not coming out to vote, please go and let us tell them they shouldn't give up in democracy for all of the reasons why they have the choices. Why do they think that it's a good bargain for us to deal through the embarrassment of vote selling and vote buying? Please go to our people and let them understand. Some people fought and got us independence. If they were people that procured and sold everything, we'll still be dominated by foreigners. Some people took us out of slavery. Some people fought the military to get this democracy. This generation, you can't normalize vote buying and vote selling on this scale. We need to stop it. You can't flog people, so you need to go and do reorientation for them. And we said to them in that contract that, look, now you guys in the States, go and have the conversation among yourselves and throw up your own leaders, because we don't want to run the risk that we're imposing people on people. That was why we were saying to them, you are now the ones to tell us who you think can serve you. They gave you Obasanjo, you complained. They gave you Buhari, you complained. They gave you Jonathan, you are complaining. They gave you Bola TINUBU, you are complaining. Fine. Now, you people now, bring who you think can serve us.
Do you have a template of the kind of character that Nigeria needs? Now, because as you move into this, you must have a set agenda.
No.
That this is the ideal person that could lead in terms of the character.
Yes, I get. Let me tell you what it's like. Because it's democracy and it's not a military regime. Otherwise, I would have just said this person, this person, this person. But I think that if we reshuffle the deck of cards, new people might be encouraged. Not necessarily. Presidency is not the only thing available. Councillors, local government chairmen, and all of those other ones, they may just be brave enough to try. And they will have a platform that can encourage them that, okay, we are doing it right. You come and take the experiences that we got over many years of being here and make it easy for yourself. And the ideal thing is for societies and parties to be shopping for good material. Can you imagine how Obama even ended up becoming president of America? He was busy minding his own business, and he had they invited him to a convention of the Democratic Party, as they were called then. He delivered a speech, and somebody that has sense said, wow, this is something. And that's it, he became president. Political parties are not supposed to sit on their asses be deceiving themselves that same of same is the way to win an election. No. All the others are not doing it like that.
So, I mean, it's interesting that you went to Jos, and of course, history will tell you what has happened in Jos politically
yes, I know.
in this country.
By this coming Thursday, we're going to be in Bauchi. We're not joking. We're going to go, we've done Jos, then we're going to do Bauchi as the hub for Northeast, then we're going to do Kano as a hub for
so in all of these,
and then we'll go to the South.
Are you galvanizing people to the Nigerian people at the grassroots to give their backing to the government of the day?
No. The government, listen.
Because I imagine that any government that is in power until another election comes should be given some level of support. That is
I think that the word
nationalism.
I think the word is not support. I think the word is understanding. It is cruel to your country if your position is that you won't even contemplate their ideas. The hallmark of brilliance is the ability to entertain a thought, refuse it or accept it. But if you will not even entertain a thought because you have fixated yourself on the country is not good, that's madness. You cannot be in a world where nations are looking for their own national objective. And then just because you are running democracy, you create a mob scenario where 24 hours, everything your country does is bad, and you're just going to be shaming yourselves. And even the so-called high-ranking leaders that are supposed to be statesmen are commenting on issues like children. And when you begin to see this, you know that this country is ebbing. And to save that, you try to figure out how you can edge it at the back by telling the people, the great gift of democracy is that you can vote out somebody that you don't like. If you don't like him, you have an opportunity at the next election day to vote him. And I've been saying to them, I'm saying to opposition, every election is at its way a referendum, Sheung. It's a referendum on the ruling party and what they're doing, what their performance, lack of performance or whatever, including the development and everything on the table. But guess what? It is also a referendum on opposition, what they are doing, how they're doing it. If opposition sits on its ass and just assumes that it is just saying they're not doing it, without an alternative, clever conversation of what they would do and how they would do it and why they would do it, I guarantee you the ruling party will win.
Let's look at the conversation around the tax reform bills, which you have mentioned. And that those who said, look, fantastic idea in terms of trying to change the tax system in the country progressively. What's your view generally? And that those who have also opposed it.
No, sure. Let me tell you something. You were here on this platform when Afe Babalola TINUBU, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, made his cabinet. Remember, I started screaming, it's too lopsided, it's too lopsided, it's too lopsided, if you remember. And in that interview, I said, you need to balance these things. It doesn't make sense that it skews too much in the direction of the Southwest, which is where I am. I wasn't cutting my nose to spite my face. I was doing myself tough love. Now, this tax reform now, the first headwind he ran into that was negative is because realistically, people must look at the people that are managing all the finance work and all the infrastructure of collection and also dispensing and see that it's only one tribe. And then when you come and say you want to introduce a tax bill, they will, before reading it, they will go into a frenzy. If you have balanced it, maybe there would have been somebody there that is from another tribe and will say, no, I was there, it's okay. That's a problem. Number two, people carry their history. If you have a history of covetousness and all of the rumors around how you made your money and the kind of stupendous money you made from managing taxes and all of those rumors that basically cannot be substantiated, but rumors have the ability on resolve to take on a life of its own and take believability. Why would people not be afraid that maybe your point is that you're trying to corner more for yourself? So he caused that. But I warned him. So thankfully, now they would have seen that when we talk, we're not really hating them. We're just advising them because of this like this. The other thing there is that, you see, they have two taxmen in the country, in the Bola TINUBU government, with due respect to them. And I listened to both of them a lot. The big mistake with that tax bill is that they should have sent Zach Oyedeji, if I remember, Zach Adedeji, the one in Federal Inland Revenue, to go and market that product. You know why? It speaks the type of language that everybody can hear. The problem with the other man, what's his name now? The tax consultant? The chairman of the tax. The problem with Taiwo is that Taiwo is nasal in speaking and very falsetto. You know, those people that have gone to London and gone to America, when it's time, so he will speak over the heads of the...
Was a brilliant chap.
Very brilliant. I'm not arguing about his brilliance. I'm talking about convincibility and believability. So he will speak over their heads, and it will take him a whole lot more just for them to even hear the thing. But if you are that Zach, that one has the ability to break down complex things and just make them get it. Maybe because he's not speaking aspirin like we call it. That was the problem. But now, again, the second thing is that why would anybody think that introduction of tax-related issues in a country is not a smoking gun? It is. All of the French Revolution was destroyed only because of the interpretation of tax. So tax is a serious issue. They need to understand that it is not enough for you to tell people that, oh, believe us, when you already have a believability issue anyway. Your duty is to make sure that you take the time to make sure that critical stakeholders understand. Why should anybody oppose something that is good? Except for the fact that they either are ignorant of what you're doing or they are afraid. So I've read it over and over and over and over, and I'm saying to myself that this is not even getting too dangerous. We're trying to reform taxes, and it's risking us becoming North versus South, Yoruba versus them. What kind of nonsense is this? Is that the kind of country we want to live in? Part of the reasons why we have the alternative, so that we can lower the tribal temperature. Anybody in this country, in the world, who thinks that the only thing that validates him is his tribe man, is worse than an ignorant person. Because what is the difference between your tribe man and the next lesson and the next lesson? That way you're all Africans. Is the Bible not clear and is the Quran not clear that Joseph was even sold into slavery by his brother?
But why would we as a people shoot down what you have referred to as a good
bill? It's a very good bill. Listen, Bola Ahmed TINUBU, kudos for that bill, because you're going to take the credit for putting the thing together. It's a very good bill. It has great capacity, one, to make the poor people in the country get some breather. Some taxes, some even personal income tax are going to be removed from them. Some of the things they spend most of their money on, like bread, like transport, like housing, is going to be removed from them. Nobody has given them such a gift. It's like giving them money indirectly so that nobody can even take the money from them. And it's also going to stimulate them to be able to even make more money. And the one that is so irritating for them, the VAT, is even better for everybody, because now the headquarters gets all the VAT money and other people are where usage is being done. It's going to also get it. But are you going to blame them for not trusting them? I don't even trust them.
So there needs to be a trust building mechanism.
They created it by themselves. You can't have IRS, Yoruba, Chairman Yoruba, Finance Yoruba, Custom Yoruba, Inland Revenue Yoruba, CBN. You can't do. I mean, if you were not a Yoruba man, would you be happy? And then suddenly they come again. Two Yoruba people come and tell you we have a new tax regime. There will be nervous. People are not in the National Assembly, in the Senate, or even in politics, not to protect the interests of their people. That's why they are there. They are representative of their own people.
So that's your own interpretation of the pushbacks.
That's why the pushback will come. Because
not necessarily because of some of the gray areas.
It's disgraceful to say, what bill does not have gray area? What are they going to do in the public hearing? Are they illiterates? I'm amazed at some of their governors saying a lot of nonsense. People who have tax consultants in their states, they have commissioners of finance in their state who can break it down for them. I'm disgusted that a group of non-official government, traditional rulers and some things are weighing in on a matter they don't have any knowledge on. Even if you told them to come and define the terminology, they don't even know. So who sickled them into a band of complainers? But you cost it for yourself. And I have the privilege of telling you ab initio at the beginning of the day that this is not right. This country is fragile.
Welcome back, vulnerable viewers. The recent revelations surrounding former President Olusegun Obasanjo, Afe Babalola and Bola TINUBU paint a chilling picture of the levels of corruption, political manipulation and systemic failure that continue to plague Nigeria. It's not just the leaked video of Obasanjo lambasting TINUBU that raises alarm, but the larger, more troubling story that emerged about how Nigerian justice and system and political power are allegedly being bought and sold to the highest bidder. Let's break it down. In 2004, Obasanjo allegedly used Afe Babalola, a prominent Nigerian lawyer, to influence a court of appeal ruling that would keep Adamawa State Governor Boni Haruna in power. The shocking part of the story, according to leaked documents, Babalola was allegedly handed 30 million naira in cash to ensure the ruling went in favor of Haruna, a transaction that seems almost par for the course in Nigeria's political landscape. When you hear that normal procedure involved cash being exchanged to sway judicial decisions, it's hard not to be disgusted by the complete disregard for justice, integrity, and fairness. This raises an even deeper issue about Nigeria's legal system. How much influence do political elite have over the judicial process? The fact that this came out through a classified US cable shows just how far-reaching and global the consequences of such corruption are. The Court of Appeal decisions to overturn the election tribunal's verdict has left many wondering whether it was indeed the result of a fair ruling or a well-orchestrated scheme to maintain political power. The suspicion surrounding this case is not just about one ruling, but about the entire system and how it's manipulated by a powerful figures to keep themselves in control. But the drama doesn't stop there. A few decades later, Babalola finds himself in the news again, this time for allegedly using the Nigerian police to arrest lawyer Dele Farotimi. Farotimi's crime criticizing Babalola's role in the country's broken justice system. Farotimi's book about Nigeria's deeply flawed political and judicial structures has caused a stir, leading to Babalola apparently using his political influence to silence a critic. The arrest of Farotimi and his subsequent denial of bail only had to the already long list of human rights abuses and political intimidation tactics that have become all too familiar in Nigeria. Meanwhile, political activists like Omoyele Sowore are speaking out, calling Babalola's actions chickens coming home to roast. Sowore is not one to hold back, and his fair criticism of the corrupt plaguing Nigerian leaders only adds to the growing list of voices calling for accountability. In his recent comment, Sowore didn't just target Babalola, he condemned the entire political system that uses power to suppress the masses. Political figures are more interested in protecting their own power than in serving the people, and this is what continues to fuel the circle of corruption in Nigeria. Now let's talk about the leaked video of Obasanjo calling out Tinubu. If anyone that the elite class was playing fair, this video exposed them for what they really are: self-serving power brokers who care more about their influence than the country's progress. Obasanjo's frustration with Tinubu's alleged mishandling of a task he was assigned speaks volume about the inner workings of Nigerian politics. It's not just about policy or governance. It's about who control the strings of power and how they are willing to go any length to secure their hold over the system. Plus, even more disturbing is the pattern of the political manipulations that continues to strive. The same corrupt political behavior is responsible for the growing calls for separation from various regions within Nigeria, as well as the rise of figures like Simon Ekpa, whose actions have led to the imprisonment of pro-independent leaders like Nnamdi Kanu. The political games played by leaders like Obasanjo and Babalola only further this division, making it harder for the country to heal and move forward. The truth as it stands is that Nigeria's political landscape is a sea pool of corruption, psychonism, and power struggles that have been allowed to persist far too long. The revelation of Babalola and Obasanjo's alleged shady dealings in 2004 is just the tip of the iceberg. The manipulation of the justice system, the silencing of critics, and the continued entrenchment of political power by any means necessary is a national disgrace. And that was even worse. The people, ordinary Nigerians, continue to suffer as these elite play their games, leaving the country stuck in a perpetual circle of injustice. At this point, it's clear that Nigeria needs a radical change, one that goes beyond political slogans and empty promises. The country needs a complete overhaul of its political system, and one that prioritizes justice, transparency, and fairness over power plays and personal gain. But will the power that be ever allow that to happen? If the past and present are any indication, it seems unlikely. The corruption, the covers up, and the constant manipulation of this system continue to hold Nigeria hostage while the people are left to watch powerless. This is not just a story of political elite at war, it's a story of the system failing the people. The question remains, when will Nigeria finally wake up and demand the accountability is deserved? These answers are unclear, but one thing is certain: this battle is far from over, and the secrets are only just beginning to surface. So therefore, my people, this is where I'll be putting an end in this episode. So don't forget to like, comment, and share this video across all social media platforms. If you're watching us for the very first time, kindly like, comment and share this video across all social media platforms, and also click on that notification bell so that YouTube can easily recommend it for us. Stay tuned, we'll be back next.